Sheffield Wednesday aren't great lovers of the away day to London. They've never won a league game in the capital under Howard Wilkinson. But 15-goal Lee Chapman's return from suspension has enriched their recipe for FA Cup success. That's the only change from the side which couldn't turn a greater share of possession last Saturday into victory at Hillsborough. Mark Chamberlain, unfit then, is now available again as one of the two substitutes. But Alan Devonshire is back, so West Ham are stronger too. Devonshire takes his normal midfield role, George Parris reverting to left-back in place of Steve Walford. Alvin Martin and Paul Hilton still absent, so Billy Bonds continues to prove that football life can go on at 40. The Bonds swashbuckling style was first seen 20 years ago here against Sheffield Wednesday. Howard Taylor from Oadby and Leicestershire in charge, as he was at Hillsborough. Two teams whose seasons have followed similar patterns. The FA Cup now all important for both of them. Ward. Cotty got in front of the defender. Robson, it was right to try and take it first time, even though he couldn't execute the shot cleanly. The opening was only there for a fraction of a second. McAvenny is onside. Madden chasing, the angle widening, and McAvenny found the ball running a little bit away from goal, and he didn't go in a direct line. The FA Cup has certainly rekindled his scoring touch. Parris. This time it's Smith in the way. Well, Frank McAvenny has scored 4 times in the FA Cup already this season, compared to just 6 First Division goals. But he went away from the real point of his purpose there. Well, won by Cotty, McAvenny, but Pike only 2 goes at it, but the second go did the trick. Ward. Stewart goes outside him. Robson was onside. And that was neat defending and calm defending by Madden. 15 minutes to half-time. West Ham trying to lift again, and Cotty with their best shot of the opening half hour. Played through by Stewart, taken on the turn, and Hodge guarding his near post. McAvenny and Cotty inside the 6-yard box. The ball isn't there, not yet. Devonshire provides it. McAvenny had straight offside. There's no doubt that quick forwards like Frank McAvenny have always been able to deceive the eye in terms of springing an offside trap. But McAvenny clearly strayed then. Second from the right as we look. Peter Eustace doing the pointing. A former West Ham player. Of course, had 2 distinguished spells with Sheffield Wednesday as well. Now the assistant to Howard Wilkinson. Pike. Devonshire away on the far side again, if Gale wants to use him. Wednesday have been disciplined and diligent. There were many who thought that the hard work had been done as far as West Ham were concerned by coming away from Hillsborough still in the draw. Sheffield Wednesday have another corner here. Remember, they did put West Ham out in the 6th round last season. Sterland, Chapman, Lee Chapman. The travelling supporters have some reward for their journey. West Ham couldn't deal with Brian Marwood's corner. Sterland went in first of all, and there's Chapman. 10 minutes to go before half-time, and Sheffield Wednesday just haven't read the script here. Predicted as a soft touch in London, they've gone in front. And I have to say, it's not against the balance of play. Lee Chapman involved right from the outset on his return to the side after a 2-game suspension for being sent off against Derby County in the 3rd round. Bradshaw. Ray Stewart and his fellow defenders have had the difficulties increased in the replay because Chapman, through sheer physique and the Wednesday style that picks him out, it's given more manoeuvrability to the other players. Bradshaw particularly has been conspicuous. Gale let it run, and here is Bradshaw. It's 2-0, and the 18-year-old in his first season keeps up a record of scoring in every round. The winner against Derby, a goal against Chester in the 4th round replay, and now West Ham are the victims of 18-year-old Carl Bradshaw. Park slipped, it went over him. The goal coming in the last minute of the first 45. And West Ham are 2 down. Pike. It is half-time, and Lee Chapman scored 10 minutes before the interval. A focal point of an excellent first half for Sheffield Wednesday, and they could have probably expected a second, but they got one right on the break through Carl Bradshaw. West Ham with a great deal to do to stay in the FA Cup. At Upton Park, at half-time, they trail Sheffield Wednesday by 2 goals to 0. Billy Bonds will remember the last time that Sheffield Wednesday won at Upton Park. It was the day Bill played his first game for West Ham back in 1967. But they are so well placed here, 2 goals to the good. Simmers, free kick taken. Play on, says the referee. In from Devonshire to McAvenny. Now Robson. A goal for West Ham could completely change the atmosphere here. Paris. Wednesday defend the edge of their box well and break forward with Shelton. Marwood's onside, Chapman's in the middle if it's played early, and deep, here's Chapman, and Parks kept it out, and kept West Ham in the match. The execution of the counter-attack was perfect by Sheffield Wednesday, except for one detail. Chapman couldn't beat the goalkeeper. The referee looking at his watch to suggest Wednesday are wasting a bit of time. Ward. Not turning out to be the kind of birthday present that John Lyall was hoping for, but there's still time. Bonds wants to drive on forward. Good turn, Jeff Pike. Pike again. And McAvenny off the bar. The closest West Ham have come. Hodge opted to stay on his line. It was the most incisive piece of play we've seen from West Ham as well. Off the back of McAvenny's head and off the top of the bar. Bonds. Dickens. Can Alan Dickens be the spark to ignite the West Ham revival? Robson. It's Devonshire coming in, but Sterling wins the header. Devonshire's corner. Wednesday pushing out. West Ham come with them, which leaves space for Mark Ward. Excellent save. It was within the reach of Hodge, but it came very quickly to him, and it dipped. Given the full treatment by the right foot of Mark Ward. Header from Pike. Ward. Here's Pike. They're queuing up in the middle. Devonshire. West Ham trying to rise to the challenge of being 2 goals down in the 5th round replay of the FA Cup on their own ground. Mark Ward. Well, Martin Hodge, by his own admission, hasn't had his most consistent season for Sheffield Wednesday. Yet again, he's not missed the game. Megson. Bradshaw had pulled away to the left for Wednesday. And this is Snowden. And Parks makes a spectacular catch. Sheffield Wednesday not settling just for holding their lead, but looking to add to it. And that surely is the proper philosophy in these circumstances. Ward being invited to shoot. Well, Hodge seemed to be letting it pass wide in the end. All around, West Ham faces grimacing with frustration. Ward so close again. It's the Sheffield Wednesday supporters who are making more noise. West Ham having to play on the retreat again. Marwood. Whenever you talk about First Division forwards with First Division managers, the name of Brian Marwood crops up. He's highly regarded in the profession. He was on standby for an England squad last season. Here's Megson. Snowden asked for it back and got it. Chapman, and now Chamberlain off the line by Bonds. It could have been a third for Sheffield Wednesday thanks to the enterprise of Glyn Snowden and the shot of Mark Chamberlain, but Bonds a barrier. Stewart still optimistic. McAvenny, who's been incessant in his work. They haven't been able to cope with Wednesday's way of defending, with the 3 centre-backs, the full-backs pushing on to West Ham's wide midfield men, and the liberal use of the offside ploy. Sheffield Wednesday, the club which simply cannot win a league game in London, have burst West Ham's bubbles here in the FA Cup. Lee Chapman and Carl Bradshaw with the goals in the first half. managers exchange greetings. Sheffield Wednesday have their first victory at Upton Park for 20 years. They'll now be at home to Coventry City in the quarter-final. And West Ham go out to Howard Wilkinson's side for the second year in a row. The final score at Upton Park, West Ham United 0.